Yeah, if you win the championship for the first time in the history of the school against some really good teams, one that we beat for the championship, had not lost a game in 63 consecutive games, I say, yeah, we probably had a pretty good team.
See if I can do it. Oh, the Hall of Fame inductee, Coach Smith, my championship coach. Praise God.
We had a lot of good players on that team. Bruce Brown, Larry Brown, James Jacob, Rock, Bobby White, John Love, James Williams, if I didn't call his name, as the quarterback. And then there was Antoine. SIU, Southern Illinois University. And we know from there he went on and became an all-pro tackle with the Chicago Bears. And my quarterback and ultimately became an all-pro cornerback for Kansas City Chiefs. So there are two kids that I coached in high school that became both all-pros, Lionel Antoine and Jim Marcellus. So I'd say that was a pretty good career.
Man, it was the best football game we played against Picayune. I think the score was 13-12, if I'm not mistaken, or 14-13. That's been 45 years ago.
It was. I thought it was 14-7.
It was 14-7.
Yeah, because they were trying. The referee kept trying to throw the flag on.
Yeah,
us,
yeah, 14-7.
They couldn't throw the flag as much as we were scoring. So.
Yeah. But it was so cold that night, and I know it was like 32 in the 20s.
But you know what I remember about that night? We dressed in Biloxi.
All the way to Picayune.
And we drove. That's right, because I said we're gonna beat them. We're gonna beat them. As soon as the game is over, I want y'all to get on the bus and leave because they're gonna break all the windows out.
Which
they did.
Which they tried to rock. They was rocking the bus
and all that.
And unbelievable, but it was a great game, man. And y'all gonna see a guy break through the middle and break out.
Yeah, that was
you. That was me. I think that was my only run I ever made that long like that. But I couldn't get in from the 3-yard line, and because I came out, you say get back in there, you're gonna score. They stopped me 3 times, and then we gave the ball to John Love. Yeah. John went right on in. Yeah, right. Coach Smith was strong mind, strong will, and he was very, I would say, not over disciplined, but he wanted you to do what you supposed to do, and condition. He wanted us to stay in shape, running. He ran us to death.
I would love to have played Biloxi High that year because I think we'd have beat their tails, But they wouldn't let us play because, one, it was race had all to do with it, but then I'm sure there was that fear factor. They didn't want to get beat by the black boys, So. No, that was not a thing to happen back in the day. I mean, all my kids were, the whole school was totally black. And this was in 1968 when I retired from teaching and went to industry. It was just beginning phases of integrating kids, and they did that at the elementary, junior high level to try and get the kids to grow together as opposed to trying to do it at the high school level, which probably would not have worked. But then, kids couldn't go to the Big Ten schools, the Southeast Conference schools, people like Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Southern University. They never would, Southern Miss would never come and recruit any of those kids. But Lionel Antoine was one of the best players I ever coached during my coaching career. He could play just about any position that we needed him to play in. And he was very fast, so I knew that wherever I needed someone to run somebody down, I could put Antoine on tight end, I could put him on defensive end, or in the middle of the field. I could play linebacker, wherever we were getting beat up, I'd move Antoine.
But my thing that made me love Mr. Smith so much is that not just the football, but he was a chemistry teacher. And we was under him in the classroom. So he wanted us to get the books. He wanted us to make sure you know, because he graduated from college and he just a football player, coach, but he's up in there teaching us chemistry, and that was tough. But when he got out on that football field, it was all athletic because he was a quarterback, I think, that I remember in Alcorn.
Right.
Alcorn.
Well, my grandsons, when I watched them play football, it just sort of brings back, I don't know, memories of me when I was playing, I guess, you know. Chip off the old block, you know, just proud to stand up in the stadium and say, you know, get a ball to this guy, give it to Smith. You know, he's the guy who can make it happen. That feels good. It feels good watching the kids out there, you know. And same thing with my granddaughter, you know, it was a cheerleader, you know, watching her turn cartwheels and all that stuff. And now she's playing volleyball for the Ocean Springs High School team. Greg Jr. played at d'Iberville, and he played at Millsaps, you know, and I'm sure he learned a lot about life, you know, from those things. So it's just part of the family, you know. My wife, she's a football fan, but she only roots for the teams that I'm rooting. She roots against the teams that I'm rooting for, and you too, you know. So a lot of adversarial stuff going on there. You know, like I'm a Chicago Bear fan. I'm a Bear fan, you know. And so whenever the Bears are playing someone, she roots for the other team. Like, come on, man. Today, these kids are, no. I mean, they're bigger, they're quicker, they're stronger. You know, they have tools to work with that we didn't have. I mean, they go in a weight room. I mean, never heard of a weight room. We never had a single weight during my entire football career, either as a coach or as a player or in college or high school. So, and the game has gotten more sophisticated. I mean, it's a strategic game. We always thought about football as being a strategy game, but it's really strategic now. And look, you've got coaches that coaches every position, or 2 or 3 coaches coach all these positions. So how can a team from back in the day be better than a team today? No, I don't think so. The things that I learned as a football player and as a coach, you know, that it's not about I. It's about team. And that's in business today. I mean, life is not an individual sport. You know, so a lot of the things that I coached and taught and learned, you know, I still apply those things today in life. You know, stick-to-itiveness, planning, work ethics, being on time, working, supporting each other. You know, it's just things like that just transcends into life. Being trustworthy and knowledgeable, understanding, and knowing the game. You know the game of life. You know, so. And I talk all the time that you have to be a student of the game in order to be successful, whether it's football or business. You have to understand not just what you do, but what you think your competition is going to do. And I apply it every day. Just knowing my competition well, you know, trying to anticipate what their moves are going to be so I can counter those moves and be more proactive and more efficient, more effective.